We've all been there. You're standing in goal, the nerves are kicking in, and you're really just sitting there praying, hoping you don't make one of those mistakes. Being a goalkeeper can be one of the loneliest positions in the world. Sometimes it feels like the whole game rests on your shoulders. Today, we're going through the 10 most common basic goalkeeper mistakes and how to solve them. Today's video is going to be a nice deep dive, pun intended, so stick with me. We're going to start with mistake number 1, standing too deep in the goal. This is by far one of the most common mistakes that goalkeepers make. And trust me, we've all done it before. As a beginner, it often feels safer to be closer to the goal line, right? The closer you are to the goal, the more you feel like you can defend it, or so it seems. But here's the issue. Standing too deep in your goal and too close to the line actually gives attackers more time and space to decide where they want to score. It's like giving them a free pass to do whatever they want and shoot it wherever they want, making your job infinitely harder. Keeping this in mind, how do you fix it? It's simple. Be proactive, not reactive. You need to be proactive in cutting down the angle. You will follow an arc-like pattern across your 6-yard box, 2 to 3 yards away from the line, and that will keep you in position and ready to make the stop. Maintaining this arc-like shape as you follow the ball as it goes side to side across the field will 1, keep you in position, and 2, make the target smaller for the striker to score on. Now that you're in the right position and you've cut off the attacker's angle, they're gonna have to work a lot harder to beat you. As a goalkeeper, you need to be brave, and a great first step to do that is to step off your line and take it to the attacker. A quick and easy way to practice this is to do 1v1 drills where you start further up on your line. You get used to stepping up and pressuring the attacker. Moving on to our second common mistake, it's having poor footwork. This is an often neglected part in a beginner goalkeeper's game, and that's that as a goalkeeper, you need to have good footwork. If you're slow on your feet, you're never going to be faster than the ball or the attacker. As a goalkeeper, when you're waiting for the shot, you want to have quick, light movements on the balls of your feet. Think of it as being a boxer in the ring. You want to be up, ready, waiting for the shot. Staying on your feet allows you to be ready for a shot at any moment's notice. And this is the key to making saves where there's not a lot of time to get to it. That works. One fantastic drill you can do is a ladder drill or cone drills. Mistake number 3 is not communicating with your defense. As a goalkeeper, you can see the whole field, and you need to be the first to tell your defenders where the attackers are. Being quiet as a mouse just leads to goals and confusion amongst your defense. Too many beginner goalkeepers hesitate to speak up, whether it's out of a fear of it not being their place or if they're scared to be incorrect. But here's the thing, if you don't speak, your defense might as well be playing blind. So how can you fix it? Start by mastering the basics. Back, left, left, left. Mine, away, clear it, on your left, on your right, and move your way up from there. Your defense will truly appreciate it, and it will upgrade the level of your entire team. A quick and easy way to practice this is to do it at training while you're with your teammates. They're the ones that need to hear your voice anyways, so while you're at training, tell them to clear it, tell them they have people on their left, until it becomes a second nature, and do it in the games. Moving on to mistake number 4, diving too early. Let's talk about diving. One of the biggest mistakes that beginner goalkeepers make is being too eager to dive. When this happens, many goalkeepers go flying past the attacker, giving them an easy goal. It's important to be patient, stay on your feet, stay tall, and wait for the shot. By staying upright, you're still covering the goal and making it hard for the attacker. Diving too early can make it much easier for a goal to happen. In these 1v1 situations, putting the time pressure on the attacker makes them have to react to you and keeps them guessing instead of you guessing. If you look at all the top goalkeepers like Emi Martinez, when they're making 1v1 save, they're not diving right away. They're diving at the last possible minute. And there's a reason that they do this. It makes it much harder for the attackers to score. Mistake number 5, weak handling on crosses. Here we go. Crosses are tough, especially for new goalkeepers. You see the ball swinging in and suddenly you panic. You don't know what to do. Do you go for it? Do you stay? A lot of beginner goalkeepers have no idea how to approach these situations. This hesitation is what ultimately kills you. It is very important to make a decision and stick with it, whether it's right or wrong. Hesitating is the death of goalkeepers. The first thing you need is confidence in your decision. Whether you're catching, punching, parrying, or staying on your line and waiting for a shot, make the decision and do it quickly. As a general rule of thumb, if the ball is in your 6-yard box, it's probably a fair point to go for it. There you go. Any touch will throw off the attackers and most likely stop a goal. In training, focus on catching and punching crosses and being confident in your decision making. Over time, your decision making will improve, and now that you've been practicing your skills, it will show up in the game. Mistake number 6, not actively reading the game. One of the biggest mistakes that beginner goalkeepers make is being slow in their reactions and not paying attention to the game. Some goalkeepers will pick at the grass and be distracted. That's not what a goalkeeper is supposed to do. You never know when a shot can come in and catch you off guard. Waiting for things to happen instead of actively scanning the field and trying to find out what's going on will kill you. There have been countless beginner goalkeepers who will just stand in the middle of the goal when the ball is on a certain side, a shot comes in, and they're not ready for it. A simple way to stay engaged with the game is to shift along your goal line with the play. The ball's on the left side, be on the left side. The ball's on the right side, be on the right side. This takes time and experience, but watching high-level soccer and really focusing on the small aspects of the game, like when shots come in, will help you be ready to save anything that comes your way. Another big issue that beginner goalkeepers have is giving up after a mistake. We've all been there. You let in a soft goal, and suddenly your head drops. It's easy to feel like the whole game is your fault and that the world is crashing down when you let in a goal, especially towards the end of a game. As a goalkeeper, you cannot afford to let one mistake turn into 2, 3, or 4. After every goal, good or bad, take a deep breath, reset, and get ready to go again. Have the memory of a goldfish. If a mistake goes in, forget about it. It didn't happen, move on to the next one. All you can do is focus on your next play and making sure you get it right. Oftentimes, when you see a pro concede a goal, you'll see them redo their wrist straps or tie their lace or drink some water. Instead of focusing on the mistake, they're like, okay, I'm gonna drink this water and I'm gonna move on. Our next mistake is poor distribution. A lot of goalkeepers think their mistake ends when they make the save. In the modern game today, that is not the case. Being able to pass, throw, and punt the ball is just as important as being able to stop the ball from going in the net. If you're just booting the ball up the field with no purpose, this hurts both you and the team. The better your distribution is, the less difficult your game will be. It makes your job easier as your team keeps possession and you have to make less saves. Improving your distribution takes time, but every practice, try and focus on doing accurate passes, accurate throws, accurate punts, eventually, over time, your distribution will be that of a pro. A simple trick for any type of distribution is to look at where you're going. Don't just punt it aimlessly up the field. Find your teammate and just try your best to get it there. Eventually, you'll hit it there every time. Yeah, up. If you watch top keepers like Ederson or Neuer, their distribution is top notch. They hit their player every single time without fail. But this comes with years and years of practice, and if you do that as well, you'll get there too. The most requested thing that you guys have asked me how to fix is incorrect diving technique. So let's dive into it. We've all seen goalkeepers who dive like a flopping fish trying to get to the ball. Whether it's due to having incorrect technique or being scared of getting hurt, many beginner goalkeepers are not able to correctly dive and save the ball. It all starts with being on your toes. When you're on your toes, you're ready to go, ready to fly anywhere. And then when you see where the shot is going, first, take as many steps as you can to get as close to the ball. And then when you realize you have to dive, take a strong diagonal step with the foot closest to the ball, jump off of it, and use your arms to springboard you towards the ball. Using that strong diagonal step and swinging your arms to get momentum should give you enough speed to make those big fingertip saves that everyone dreams of making. A great way to learn how to dive if you're scared of getting hurt is to start on your knees and work your way up from there. As you get used to the feeling of having your hips and your sides land on the ground, it'll be easier and easier, and before you know it, you'll be flying through the air. Another trick that can help as a beginner, if you're able to, is to get some pads that go on your hips. That way it doesn't hurt as much when you land. When I was a young goalkeeper, I started with goalkeeper pants, and I dove with those until I was comfortable to dive in just shorts. Flying through the air can be a scary experience, but once you learn the proper techniques and get used to it, it's one of the most fun parts of goalkeeping. Mistake number 9 has everything to do with rebounds. Every goalkeeper is going to give up rebounds, but the difference between the pros and the beginners is how they react. Oftentimes, beginners, they'll give up a rebound and they'll stay on the ground, or they won't get up quickly. They'll take their time, and this often leads to goals. If you watch any low-level game, you will see lots and lots of rebound goals. The pros, the second they realize they're not catching it and it's in a dangerous area, they get up as quickly as they can and they get set on their feet, ready for the shot. And this is a simple fix. One way to fix this is to try and control your rebounds. If you realize that you're not able to catch the ball, instead of just parrying it anywhere, try and parry it to the side. Try and parry it out of bounds. Parrying it to the middle of the goal, right to where the attackers are, is a death sentence. But if you can't control the rebound, just try and get up as quickly as you can and get into position like we previously discussed in this video. At practice, if you can't catch the ball, try and have a focus on pushing it to the side or pushing it away from the goal. This will lead to a lot less goals and make you a much happier goalkeeper. So those are the 10 most common mistakes that beginner goalkeepers make, and more importantly, how to solve it. If you can improve in even just a few of those areas, you'll notice that your game will improve drastically. But remember, being a great goalkeeper is a journey. You're not going to be there overnight. So be patient and just try and improve as much as you can, and you will get there whenever you get there. A great piece of advice that a professional goalkeeper gave me is every training session, focus on your weaknesses just as much as your strength. Allowing your weaknesses to improve and your strengths to improve will make you not only a more well-rounded goalkeeper, but will make you have no weaknesses eventually. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see some more content like this. This is Nate Football. Here comes the outro.